this is Jenny from Homestead Corner, and today we're canning garlic. So one of my dear friends gifted me this beautiful basket of goodness, and we are not going to be able to use all this before it goes bad if I don't preserve it. So today we're going to be canning some of this up, and I'll take what I don't can today, I will be dehydrating, which I've done a video on that, and I'll put a link up top here somewhere so you can check that out. If you want to dehydrate it and make powder, you could do that as well. And before I go any further, this is not USDA approved. This is something I do that works for my family. So definitely research it. It might work for you, it might not. It's, you know, it's one of those things. Do what you feel is safe. That's what I say. And so we're gonna go ahead and start peeling. That took forever. Oh my goodness. So I got 3 quarts of garlic all peeled here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I've got my jars in the canner over here, and to get them sterilized, they're heating up, and we'll let them boil for 10 minutes. And we're gonna put our vinegar in a pot we're just gonna bring it up to a boil. So I'm just gonna pour in, couple quarts of vinegar, because I got 3 quarts. We're going to put these in 8-ounce jars, so I'm going to need a couple quarts of vinegar for this. And I'm not going to pickle with pickling spice, but we are going to use vinegar because that is going to keep our garlic nice and fresh. So our jars have been boiling for 10 minutes. We've brought our vinegar up to a boil. I have all my garlic peeled, and my lids are in warm water. I like to do that especially if I'm water bath canning. You don't want them boiling, but and you don't have to do it. The ball doesn't recommend that you do it anymore, but I'm just used to it and it works for me, so that's what I do. And so I'm going to take my jars out of the boiling water one at a time, and I only like to do one at a time for this because I want to make sure everything stays super duper hot and clean. So we're just going to pull one jar at a time. So I'm doing 8-ounce jars. You can do this in pints as well. I've done it that way, but we use the 8-ounce jars work better for us. So that's what I use for garlic. And I'm going to leave 1-inch headspace in here. So these jars are super hot. And you can, let's see, you can shake these down a little bit. You might be able to get another piece in there or a smaller one. Kind of stick them in there. But you want to keep them about 1-inch headspace. And then I'm going to cover this with some boiling hot vinegar. And this vinegar is going to preserve it, and it's almost like a pickled garlic, but I'm not adding the pickling spice. And if you wash this off really good afterwards, you cannot taste the vinegar. It just tastes like fresh garlic. So you want to rinse it really, really well if you do this method. So once I have it covered in vinegar, I'm just going to make sure everything is in there and covered and debubbled. You want to debubble everything. Get as many bubbles out as you can. And we only use vinegar and garlic in this jar, but I just want to make sure there's nothing on the rim, just in case. And then we're going to add our clean, warm lid. And a ring. And I'm going to pop this back in the canner and start filling more jars. So we're just going to repeat the process. I'll do it one more time for you. And we're just going to fill it up with fresh peeled garlic in there. Shake it around, see if you can get a couple more pieces in. Here we go. They're kind of hard, so they don't squish really, but it's a little piece. Maybe we can, yeah, we can get that in there. And then I'm going to fill it up with vinegar. And a couple of these jars, I want to give it a little bit of heat, so I like a little bit of spice. So I'm going to put in some crushed red pepper. Not a whole lot, because this is really a small jar. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit in here. But this is going to give it just that little kick of spice. Oh, maybe a quarter teaspoon. Put that in there. Just a little bit. Those will be my spicy ones. Make a couple jars of those, and the rest we will do plain. And you could add pickling spice to this. You could add dill to this. That's really good as well. You want to make sure it's all debubbled. But you could really mix this up any way that you like. I'm just going to give that a wipe and give a little lid. And a ring, and these are super hot. And you just want these finger tight, just like any canning. If you use these two fingers, you're not going to over tighten it that way. That's what I found. When I first started, I really, you know, all the time I used those fingers. Now I know the pressure pretty much. So we'll get that into the canner. And I'm going to keep going, and I'll bring you guys back. We got our first 7 jars in the canner. We're going to bring this up to a boil, and we're going to process it for 10 minutes. And there you have it, canned garlic. Yum. So happy to have this on the shelf. You can see the ones with the hot peppers have turned a little bit yellowish, and that is perfectly okay and normal. And these are looking fabulous over here. We had a couple that look a little bit blue. Let's see if I can grab one of these. You can see on this one here that it's got a little blue hue to it. And that's okay. It's still good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's sometimes when you can stuff, it changes color a little bit, and garlic tends to turn a little bit blue, but it's still delicious and great for cooking and all kinds of good stuff. And that's why the USDA is not going to approve canning garlic, because it does change color a little bit when you can it, and not all of it does it, but sometimes you'll get that blue hue. But the other ones look absolutely great. They're still nice and white and beautiful. And that's it to canning garlic. It really is super simple and easy. And we have 15 8-ounce jars of garlic to put up in the pantry. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.